Alright, moving on. We are ready to head to the 7th dungeon for the 7th god, Boadannu. This one's not too far away from here, and this is kind of like a watery level and a watery boss, if you will. There's a situational achievement we can get in this dungeon. There's a part where you have to ride on a raft, and several enemies climb onto the raft and attack you, and you have to throw 3 of them off of the raft. So you'll have to parry and throw 3 of those enemies into the water while you're riding along for that achievement. And like with the other dungeons, I'm pretty much going to beeline it through the dungeon to the boss. I'm going to bring that item with me. Maybe it'll help me with the boss, maybe not, if I even remember to use it. The boss takes place in a little round arena where the boss comes up to the edge. It's like some sort of a sea monster, this boss. And he'll summon a bunch of little vassals, sort of like the guys that were carrying the last boss around. And the associated achievement here is for defeating this boss without killing any of those enemies. So we're just essentially going to ignore them while we're fighting the boss. Much like the way I'm ignoring most of these enemies as I'm running to the boss. Not really sure why I'm wasting my time with these guys. So, yeah, moving through this area, this one is basically completely linear. There are a couple places where, like right here, for example, where you want to be real careful walking across this bridge so you don't fall into the water to instant death. The path kind of forks here a little in that you could have jumped onto that wooden boat and taken a 3-second shortcut, but I went the long way. Here you have a larger enemy. It takes, he has that extra layer of health that you have to break through before you can weaken him and kill him. Just taking some of these guys out on my way. Here we'll walk across this wooden pathway. And the metal scraps are just a small health recovery. This is now going to circle up and around to the right. And after these enemies, you're going to drop down to there. You can see the raft on the right-hand side where you have to take a little raft ride. Feeling kind of frisky, so I'll clear these guys out. There were a bunch of them, but they are slow enough moving that it wasn't too difficult to take them all out without any problems. And from here, you can drop or jump off onto the raft, and this raft will sail us to the next section. And again, you need to throw 3 enemies off of this raft, and it's kind of random. I think there's 3 waves of enemies, but it could be 3 waves of 1, 2, or 3 enemies. So it looks like I've got 3 waves of 2. That's going to give me 6 enemies that I could potentially throw off of the raft if I could parry them properly. On my main profile, when I got this achievement, I had 3 waves of 1 enemy climb onto the raft. And after I threw the 3rd enemy off, the achievement didn't pop. So what I did was, once the ramp docked, there was an enemy on the land that I led back onto the raft, and I threw him off, and there you can see the achievement popped. I got it for throwing 3 off. But if you only have 3 enemies climb out one at a time onto the raft and you don't get the achievement, once you get here, go rile up this guy that's not too far away and have him walk onto the raft and throw him off, and that worked for me. Maybe it'll work for you if you end up in that same position. Now here you need to head up on the left side of this destroyed ship. There's a ramp up and around to the right. And you can drop down into this boat. And now this pathway is going to circle around to the right and lead you down. You could actually just jump across right here rather than going all the way around. Go take this guy out real quick because I feel like it. Thought maybe I could jump down there. No, I can't. Let me just follow this around. It's going to work its way down. And the path does fork, I think, right here. Again, the forks lead. You could go left or right here, and it's going to lead you to the same place. That had I gone left, you have to walk across that narrow strip, which makes me nervous. Not that it's really difficult, but now we'll just be dropping down and continuing on. We're almost to the boss now. Get myself back up to full health. So yeah, the boss is going to be a circular arena with a hole in the middle. You want to be careful not to walk into that hole. And you know, you can move around the outer perimeter, and the boss will appear out actually on the outer edge. And from time to time, he'll swim away, flood the area, and that'll bring some enemies, and then the water will disappear, and now the enemies are coming after you. And then the boss will actually be slamming down like tails, just like that. That'll get in your way, and you need to stab the tails so they'll move, so that you can get to him just like that out on the edge. Now, if you get close to him, he does melee attacks with his little flippers that you can parry. I missed the parry there. I'm just trying to poke him before he swims away. So now here he goes, and the water rises, and now those little vassals are going to appear. And again, you do not want to kill any of these vassals, so you need to be real careful. Tails are going to start slamming down. You'll have to stab the tail so it'll withdraw so you can get around it. You can't jump over it. The tail will also block the vassals. And then once the area floods, all the vassals there will get killed, and new ones will appear. So you'll just continue this cycle of avoiding the vassals, getting past the tails, and putting damage on the boss until he's dead. And that's it. I got into a good position there and finished him off. So it looks like it's a delay in these achievements popping. I hope the notifications haven't stopped altogether again, because that was annoying. Nope, there they are. They're just a little lagging behind. So there we go. We get the achievement for killing the god without killing any of its vassals. And then the achievement should also pop up just for killing the god for the first time. And then we'll get our post-god rewards here, and weapons, random items, level up stuff, etc. So there you see the different vigor up and down, and oh my god, there it is right in the middle of the burial fee. Super random, rare item. Lucky to get it. That's needed for an achievement, and we're going to save it and do that before the last dungeon. A bunch of weapons here too, a tier 3 sword. Nothing I'm super interested in. I'll see if anybody needs any of these things just so I don't totally waste them. Give the tier 3 sword to this guy. And yeah, getting that burial fee was lucky. So I'll explain what we do with that towards the end of the run. In the meantime, now we'll take a quick look at the map and wrap this video up. And from here, we're going to go down to the left to Osseus. That's the 8th god, and I'll pick that up in the next video.